will lead us off.
Alright, so I have a yellow slip. It's not yellow, and that's because yellow, maybe I got yellow paper. Yellow ink is expensive. So trying to guard y'all's profit. Alright, so the client was Jerry Leach. On May 31st, team made a job note that was grammatically incorrect, causing confusion on the yard. I think it was a syntax error. No, it was a very vague and not what it was supposed to be.
It said we do not do the front or backyard, and or something similar, basically saying you're not doing the front or the back. And so the first thing in the team says, like, why the hell does this say this?
Yeah. So the job initially started out as a backyard only and a backyard bed weeding only. And so as the job progresses, as we do work, our customer will contact us with concerns or add-ons, things like that. And so what happened is he had contacted us. He had thought it included the front and backyard. I'm actually the estimator, so I had contact with him at every time about this. He's in Ivy Falls, so the front yard gets taken care of by the neighborhood. The estimate he wanted was just for the backyard. It started out as that. Then he called, he was upset that we weren't doing his front yard. And I had to remind him, I was like, okay, well, when we had the conversations, it was just about the backyard, but looking at the price, we appreciate you as a customer. We would like to, continue doing business. We can have to increase the bed weeding, but we can do the mowing for that. And what I didn't do was correctly put the notes in after we made that change. So what that does is, if y'all do it and y'all look at the notes, if the notes aren't concise, you're not going to be able to do your job right, which is in the end going to anger the customer again, and sometimes they'll cancel because of that. Because the notes are super important in two ways. Number one, the notes get put on there from the concerns that they have. That's by myself or Jeremy or Command Center. And then number two, we are there to be able to see the notes, be able to see them clearly, and execute. So that's what happened.
Shouts out to Robert. Probably some other people probably brought this to Brian's or mine attention. But Robert called me and was like, hey, boss, I'm having trouble understanding this job note. I read it and I was like, yeah, that makes no sense. And so we ended up working it out, and customers now happy. Robert did the backyard, mowed it, did the bed weeding front and back. Then Matt went the next day and cut the front, maybe did a little more bed weeding over there. You remember that? Yeah, you were at Jerry Leach last week. So was Robert, and then y'all went the next day to get the front yard done.
I appreciate that, Robert. Sorry for the confusion.
And anyone else, Jordan, I know you may have caught it or mentioned it at some point, but it got lost in translation, so yeah.
So, the client's name is Joey Casto. It's a guy initial mode. Calling team has bed weeding the edge. Bed weeding edge.
Or you didn't have bed weeding, it was just an initial mow.
I just did edge.
Yeah. One suggestion, Robert, to the team, if it's an initial, edge the beds first, because it's going to be throwing stuff out, and then when you mow, the mower might clean some of that up. So if you see initial, maybe think in your head, if there's no bed edge at all, and they got mulch or pine straw, just go ahead and edge it. Yeah.
Me and Dylan were at the end of the Flagler season. Tried to tell you just to make sure you fix it. Go slow, or not float going down, and if we do crack it, let the customer.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Yellow slips are over. We got one more day in the July strike competition, obviously last day of July. So we'll have a winner next week. For August, we're going to do bed edging. Got to have it before. Got to have an E right there. Before and after photo. 10 submissions to be entered to win the $100. So if you don't submit 10, you're not going to be there. And don't submit some trash. Submit something that's actually going to win. So 10 submissions, before and after photos required for the $100. We are now gonna start doing 8 blades per team member on the blade rotation. On payroll, I recently found out for payroll, I use P4P software. I used to go from Thursday through Wednesday with a calculator and add up your hours worked, and then I'd go backwards Wednesday to Thursday and add up your budgeted hours. I'm playing around on the software. I don't know how long it's been there, but now I have the ability to say, hey, run payroll from this date to this date. Essentially doing all the math I was doing by hand for me in a matter of seconds. So that is gonna save me time. I'm not gonna be looking at time cards every day. So if you don't clock in and clock out, when I run a report for Thursday through Wednesday, it's not, obviously you didn't make a time card. Making a time card is where budgeted hours are added. So it is always been important to clock in and out, but now that I don't have to do it by hand, it's even more important. So you need to, how do you create a time card every day? Clocking in. If you don't clock out, not the end of the world. I'd appreciate it. So I don't have to look at what time your teammate clocked out, or if you're solo, take a guess. So make sure you're creating a time card, because now that I'm running it in a couple seconds, it's making my life easier. Ponchos, as soon as we walk out of here, please bring them back, stick them right there. I like to save them for when we have to use them. This is directly my fault. I've been letting you guys keep the keys and the cards and the truck and the wallet. Gotta hang them on the board. That's what it's there for. So let's help each other. Make sure we bring them each afternoon. We've been here before. What is a bad side effect of not hanging up keys and cards? Who can tell me?
Getting lost. Take them home.
And then that person,
Doesn't come in.
and then
The truck's stuck right there in front of the door. You gotta put it in neutral.
figure something out. So yes, please, let's help each other hang them up every day. We have some big lists. That's no secret. Everyone's got to do 8 BHs solo, or at least 16 in a 2-man. So today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'm actually getting out there. I don't have a riding mower. I don't have a 30. I got a 21. So I did pick a neighborhood with small yards, but I'm gonna go knock out 5 and hopefully get 15 done, which is almost a 2-man list. So that way I can help out. We got Connor still out on injury. Dylan has a doctor's note for this week. We got 2 guys in training, so once we get them done, we'll be a bit of a fuller team again and be able to swallow rain days like it's nothing. But I'm excited to get out there and help y'all. Let's make sure that's everything I wanted to get out. Yeah, right. I saw a hand raised. What you got?
I was the same thing about what he said here, Paul, because if you pull up to a yard and as I normally did, I normally did, and what the job note said is not what you see there to be. Just simply you call and then you arrange or whether you are Brian, then you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know how you're gonna take it from there. So because things happen, as what Brian would do, as he said, he didn't add the note that he do in the front yard along. So things happen. So that's how you get things correct.
Yeah. So if a note
Just
confuses
make a
you,
Yeah.
screenshot it, text it, call me.
Just make a call.
I'll try to figure it out.
Oh yeah, I got a short blip. So as you're out there, I really appreciate you, Robert, doing that. I know a lot of y'all probably could have yellow slipped me a lot, made didn't feel like doing it, but I need more of that. Especially need it going into this coming year, because I'm not going to be the estimator. And so if it helps you, just replace my face with his face. Whenever something happens, pretend like you're yellow slipping Jordan, or in all seriousness, just help us bring out any inefficiencies or anything that you can think of that would make your job better. You'd be able to do your job more clearly and concisely. That way we can add those efficiencies, and I can better prepare Jordan to be the estimator. So he's going to be getting trained on that. So
Yeah, because add to that, as I said, to be efficiency. I mean, each one, all we here, our one stuff, we walk in there, whether how long now and whether we get new workers, you know, that's what I'm always saying. Anybody walk with me, you know, I always tell them that each one helps each one, and that's the way we can get things done better for all of us. You understand? Once we help each other, and that's what something I love to do. We're gonna help each other because someone might pull up and don't know everything, and then we just help out. So you get things done the right way, you get the whatsoever, and you know.
I think,
Get it work.
yeah, and so to add to what everyone was saying, we all do the same yards. So if you don't edge, you're telling your teammate, fuck you. If you know that you should fill the backpack sprayer up and probably spray those beds in the back, you're telling the next guy, you know, fuck you. So every action has an opposite reaction, and the better you take care of the client, everyone wins. Now, this year, some of you guys know, bringing up an old story, I signed all the yards to everybody, so you got your own yards, and then all that went to shit. But I have hope for next year of having assigned yards to each cruise, because everyone will benefit from that. Because I do think there's something in, say you've never been to a yard, I haven't been there in 4 weeks, you see a couple weeds, your initial reaction is going to be, damn, there's weeds here, I wonder who did this last. So I'm excited to try that again next year. I know they corrected that in the software, but before I go and spend all that time, I'm going to make sure it works. But in the meantime, while we're all sharing some properties, think about your team when you're out there on a long hot day. And I'm excited to put in what help I can. Let's get started.
Do it.
That's it.